Okay, this will be a review of a white paper on myopia, not a white paper about prevention when you're 0 diopters, when prevention could work. And you could go from 0 diopters to plus a half diopters or maintain 20/20 for life if you had science in you. So with due respect, here is a white paper presentation, not on prevention, never, never. It's on myopia. After you're serious in myopia and they give you strong minus lens and there's no hope, then that's what this white paper. It's 2 hours. I would recommend listening to some of it. I obviously have my opinion, so here goes.
My pleasure to welcome you to the International Myopia Institute's White Paper Reports Symposium. My name is Earl Smith, and it's my pleasure to be able to moderate the session this morning. And as you can see on the slide, I have several disclosures. I receive research funding from the National Eye Institute, Brian Holden Vision Institute, and from the U of H Foundation. And I have several conflicts of interest that are relevant for subjects within this symposium. There are also disclosures associated with the IMI. The International Myopia Institute is an independent, non-profit entity. It was founded by the Brian Holden Vision Institute. In fact, this was one of Brian's last initiatives that he got started. The IMI is independent of BHVI. It has its own advisory board, and it has its own committees of experts. The IMI does, however, receive funding from the Brian Holden Vision Institute, from Carl Zeiss Vision, Cooper Vision, SLR, Alcon, and the Vision Impact Institute. The creation of the IMI was motivated by the fact that much of what we know about myopia does not really get communicated outside the scientific community. We discuss myopia extensively in meetings like the Academy, the International Myopia Conference, and things like that. But a lot of those ideas don't get communicated to the broader components of society. And the idea behind the IMI was to create a forum where all interested researchers could discuss and contribute to developing a consensus on issues that are relevant to our current understanding of myopia. The overall goals are to collect evidence regarding the epidemic of myopia, as I said before, to build consensus on issues related to understanding myopia, to accumulate evidence on possible solutions for managing myopia, and again, to educate and advocate to a wide audience outside the scientific community on the adverse effects of myopia and potential programs or regimens to reduce the burden of myopia. Our current specific aim is to bring together key researchers in collaboration with the International Myopia Conference to collect and review evidence and to produce consensus white papers related to myopia that will provide guidance for future research and evidence for policymakers, practitioners, and educators on the management of myopia. The IMI was formed around the key values of scientific integrity, meticulous.
Okay, now, I obviously have my opinion about the eye as a dynamic control system, as it always has been since birth, and all the science involved in that. That type of idea will never be permitted presentation in that conference because it goes against preconceived notions that all eyes are defective at birth because they have refractive states. It also goes against the idea that prevention would be possible to 0 diopters or 20/20 if you had the intellect and desire to take responsibility for yourself. Now, I try and control my tongue. I try to not get angry about some of this, but 2 hours, well, I recommend listening to it. I certainly listen to a lot of it. I know my judgment of the control system, I will never be presented at a conference at that level. Only Rupa Wong has enough integrity, intelligence, and motivation to begin prevention for her child while they still are at zero diopters, where prevention is absolutely possible for her 3 children. She would not be allowed to present anything at a conference like this because it goes against the tradition and misconceptions of optometry and ophthalmology. But she takes the bold step of saving her own children. That is probably the only thing that will save our children in the future. Certainly not by putting them in a strong minus lens all the time, with offering them no choice at all. I freely admit that my research was to prove that my habits as a child wiped my eyes out. I'm not proud. I did it. It's my fault. But at least you could have helped me when I was zero diopters. But nobody will take that step forward. The only person who did this was Jacob Rafelson for his own children again, because nobody in optometry can help you because you're going to deny or deride any optometrist who attempts to help you at zero diopters. So you're left with the only choice, which is to gain the intelligence and science in engineering and in you for your own prevention. Yes, that does mean a lot of plus lens wearing. Sorry, it's a tough thing. That's what I'm doing. And I wish I could have done it when I was at 2050 and continue to do it. So think for yourself, but this is a footnote for myself to remember this 2 hours of presentation. So enjoy it. I would watch it. It's not too hard to find, and I will post it and start listening to it. It's very cute, clever. They even have a dog with glasses on about 20 minutes in the study. They do have a little bit of humor, I presume, but they're so formalized that they go blind towards the proven behavior of all eyes from birth. And that's the objection. Eyes at birth is a control system, not a broken camera. But they're all trained. Everything is a broken camera you fix with a lens. I disagree. Hope you enjoy it. Listen to it. Post on it. Let them know what you think. Thank you.